Hey everyone, this is your Daily Cup of Joe, and today is our very first episode. And the first thing I want to address is that my name is Joe, and I'm a 15-year-old. I live in North Carolina, and this is 2020, March 15th. And something that I thought would never happen is the coronavirus. Growing up, I kind of looked at the world and I'm like, I'm just gonna grow up. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Nothing major. I'm just gonna have a nice life. It's gonna go real quick. I'm a Christian. I got saved when I was 5. I'm devoted myself to the Lord. I just want to use this podcast to reach the people who are kind of questioning life. And when they look at the world and they see all this wickedness and all this pain and suffering, like the coronavirus, what do we do? What's the answer? And I just first things first, I want to address that we should not worry. Philippians 4:6-7 says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus." When we worry about things like taxes and issues in life, and we start to worry and fear about the future, that's basically saying to God that we don't trust Him. We're saying, God, I don't believe you have this. I don't believe you're working on this. I'm just going to do it by myself. And when we try and do things by ourselves, yes, we can do it, but God can do it so much easier and better. Like people who aren't Christians and they struggle with alcohol and drug abuse and sexual immortality, and not immortality, but thinking wrong thoughts that they should not think. When they do stuff like that and they try and do it better by themselves, yes, there are some cases that people have become sober without God, but it's so much better when you just let God take full control of it. And what this verse is saying is, verse 6 is, let your requests be made known unto God. You need to just pray about it and just give it to God. Don't let yourself try and fix it, because like I just said, it's not going to do much. Just let God and be careful. But in everything by prayer and supplication. Prayer, just like I just said, just pray and pray and pray. It's going to go so much easier for you. And if you don't know, how do I pray? I would say go into the book of Psalms. David has so many Psalms that he wrote about praying when when he did sin, and it's yeah. All right, so I'll come back to that. But the first thing well, not the first thing, but what I want to look at is some coronavirus topics. All right, Nike and other Nike and other retailers shutting down their stores temporarily because of coronavirus. What do I think about this? I think this is good. They should totally do this. They shouldn't allow people to go into their stores and spread the virus if they have it. The thing about the coronavirus is you can have it without even knowing. You could just say, "Oh, it's just a simple cough," and you can have it. You can spread it. For some people who really like Nike, like sports people, just go online, really. And the funny thing is, you're probably not going to get it online. I don't know. And they haven't really addressed shipping and all that, but yeah. New York now has 729 confirmed cases for coronavirus. This is big. This is pretty big topic for me at least, because when I look at it, North New York is a really big state, and a lot of people go through it. A lot of people go through it to get to other states, and a lot of people go there, just for stuff, and yeah, it's just not great. Coronavirus topic number 3 is Americans should prepare to hunker down. No school for millions. Chaos at airports. Now, what it means by chaos by airports is that Donald Trump has initiated no one can go to Europe, and I want Europe's airports to be shut down. Now, people who are Americans from Europe are trying to get back to America, and there's a lot of people, and they're trying to test them to see if they have high fevers, and there's a bunch, and they're all hunkered together at the airports. And the bad thing about this is, let's just say two people at the airport in this big group, about, let's say 1,000, two people. And if you're all slammed into each other and you're all butting shoulders and you cough, it's a 6 feet radius that the coronavirus could spread to. So think about it. We'll start here in the center of the airport. I know you can't see this, but use your imagination. And let's say it goes to the person 2 rows. Let's do this by rows. 2 rows above him, or no, in front of him. All right, then that person contracts it. Let's just say he does. It's probably going to take a little bit longer than that, but you got to, think about it. And then let's say he goes home. He was finally able to go home, sees his parents. Those two get it. They get sick. He isn't sick. He goes to his local pub, which I'm totally against, and he gets his friends sick. They go to their parents to see how they're doing, get them sick, and it's just a big spread. And this is not good. Donald Trump is trying to contain it and control it and make it a little bit better, but it's just not doing well. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm not saying he's doing a terrible job. I think he's doing a really good job. All right, next topic. Nvidia, I hope that I pronounced that right, calls on PC gamers to contribute to fight against the coronavirus. Some of you might, what? And yeah, I know, it's kind of weird. So they tweeted this out just a few hours ago. Join us and our friends at official PCMR in supporting folding at home and donating unused GPU computer power to fight against COVID-19. So essentially what this is gaming PCs are very powerful. They give you high resolution on games, and they're really expensive, but they're really worth it because it just gives you so much better. It's a lot better than just your normal computer. When you look at this and then you're like, well, what is it? So what it does is the app has been around since 200. Whatever. And other years have resulted in the publication of well over 220 scientific research papers by the app's operators. We're just gonna forget I ever said that. Alright, the announcement was made on Twitter as part of a collaboration with the PC Master Race gaming community, which asked gamers everywhere to download the application Folding at Home, a disruptive computer project for disease research. So technically you're turning let's say you contracted the virus and you're at home quarantined. My bad, just forget I said that. Let's say that you were near someone who had a coronavirus and they told you to go home and quarantine. So maybe you want to play games, but let's say you're 50 and you'd play games. Just roll with it, please. If you could turn your PC gaming into your gaming PC into this app. So yeah, pretty cool. Next thing, give me a minute, I'm trying to pull it up. Day of Prayer 2020. This is pretty big. Donald Trump has initiated a day of prayer, and I'm going to read you what he has said, what he said. In our time of greatest need, Americans have always turned to prayer to help guide us through trials and periods of uncertainty. As we continue to face the unique challenges posed by the coronavirus pandemic, millions of Americans are unable to gather in their churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, and other house of worships. But in this time, we must cease asking God for added wisdom, comfort, and strength. And we must especially pray for those who have suffered harm or who have lost loved ones. I ask you to join me in a day of prayer for all people who have been affected by the coronavirus pandemic. Pray for God's healing hand to be placed on the people of the nation. Some things I want to point out. The first thing he addressed about churches, well, no, about places of worship was churches. That's the main one. Well, okay, it was the main one until Obama allowed all these religions to start, like Buddhism and all that junk. But I like don't. Yes, he addressed it that people like. He's not saying that this one's better than this one, and the only true one is churches, as in Christian churches. And okay, so the thing with these temples, synagogues, mosques, some of them don't have gods that they worship to. Catholics, they worship Jesus, but they mostly worship Mary. And then you tell me that if he really did wanted to address to everything, he would have said, let's just pray, not let's pray to God. And what is God? The highest authority, the King of Kings. I'm really proud of him. I think he's been pretty good president and a lot better than Obama, sorry. Yeah. And then he tweeted this out Friday. It is my great honor to declare Sunday, March 15 as a National Day of Prayer. We are a country that, throughout our history, has looked to God for protection and strength in times like this. No matter where you may be, I encourage you to turn towards prayer and an act of faith. Together, we will easily prevail. I got 3 more minutes with you today. I just want to address that the coronavirus has almost reached every single state. I think there is at least 3 that have survived, or that haven't survived but haven't been affected. I want you to go home, or when you stop listening, to just pray. Pray that God will protect us, and He is. Don't worry, God's got this. He's going to use this for an amazing thing. I really do believe that. So for the last 2 minutes, I'm going to pray. I'm just going to simply pray. I'm going to pray that God will bless the nation, that He will help us in our time of need, and that in the future, we can realize that God's got this. That we will look for Him, not just in times of need, but in every time, in the joyful season. So, let's go. Lord, I want to thank You for this day, Lord. Thank You that I'm here, Lord, to talk about You and what's going around the world. And I hope that I can show some people the light of the world, that You are the light of the world, and I can direct them in the right direction, Lord. And I pray that You will just help me and help the people who are listening to know exactly what to do. Not to worry, not to panic, not to be afraid, but to simply do what they must to protect themselves. I just want to thank You for all these things, Lord. Thank You for what You've been doing in my life and in my church's life and for everyone that's been blessed by You. In Jesus' name, amen. That's all for today, folks. I'll see you to remember. What was that? I'll see you to remember. I'll see you tomorrow, and remember, a cup is always half filled, not half. I don't know. Yeah, I'll work on that. Bye.